And it's nice to see they've got the right set of headphones on after picking up the wrong ones, Jared. We're away here for round 4. Sydney and North Melbourne. Harvey first at it. May have got a little nudge in the back, but play on as Seaby tries to force it forward for Sydney.
And within the space of 5 seconds, we've worked out that Boomer Harvey is going to have to really work hard like this to get his hands on the ball, because he's going to be hard tagged.
He's involved early. Comes to Anthony. Looking for Warren. Strong mark out in front. That's a good start from him, but perhaps not the best decision to handball while on the ground.
He was driven in the ground after he had disposed the ball. He only had it for a lightning second, and it's a tough one for players who apply the tackles through. They've all so got to know when to let go.
Well, they're coming off halfback again. Oh, great defensive pressure by the Kangaroos.
Might be able to make something from nothing here. Sydney just pressed back in there to defensive 50 as McVeigh switches to Kennelly.
And that's the danger move when he turns and goes up the middle of the ground.
McGlynn will use him as the runner. Trying to spot up Bradshaw in the pocket. Now the bounces for him. It stays in. Tight kick. Decides to do the right thing by the team and get it across towards Moore, but it drifts across the face.
Well, Melcheski, Kennelly all get involved. Reece Shaw across halfback. That's where the Kangaroos have to slow the ball down. They've got to put some forward pressure on the stop and rebounding like that.
Boundary throw in. It'll be Seaby up against McIntosh. And Ferrito's lurking.
You've got Craig Bolton on Edwards. Dangerous player Edwards. Showed some form last week. And Lewis Roberts-Thompson on David Hale.
Well, here's the man you spoke about in the pre-game, Jared. McGlynn was held.
Well, I'm not surprised he's being held, because the bloke on him would be nervous. He's in great form. And he'd be a little bit concerned that he's going to get away to a good start. But he's generally an accurate kick. Last week, not so.
Leading goal kicker so far after 3 rounds for Sydney, and well, the woes in front of goal, or last week's misses, continue for him. He sprays it to the right.
It's a shot that he should have nailed, sure. He's generally a better kick than that.
From that distance, you would think league footballers should probably finish, I think, 8 out of 10 times, Jared. And that was one of the 2 he missed.
There's the rising star from round 3, Bastanek. Getting involved as Zeeble gets it from Rawlings. Long kick.
That's great defence.
Gee, Heath Grundy, he was nearly best of field last week as a rebounding halfback flank, and not a great kick though. What a shocker.
Game number 52 for Grundy. He's turned it over, and a real good opportunity after McGlynn misses at one end, which he should have kicked. Hale will have a shot at the other.
Well, we've read that Jason McManus thinks the ball's pretty tough to kick early in the piece. They need to be kicked in. Well, in this first 4 or 5 minutes, the new leather is creating some problems.
Tell you what, it's on behind play with Jack and Harvey, and all the Kangaroos players are going at Jack now, and Reece Shaw.
Regardless of that, it's David Hale who'll kick from 50 metres out and kicks it straight into Lewis Roberts-Thompson, the man on the mark.
That wasn't a little bit over the mark. He has hit Roberts-Thompson basically only about 5 foot up in the air, and he's a 7.5 foot tall man.
Here's Kennelly on the burst again.
With his hands in the air, that is.
At the feet of Bradshaw, testing out his hamstring. Kennelly stripped of it, paddles it back. Bradshaw for a second effort. Inboard to Jack. They arrive with him, but he gets his kick away. Numbers here for North.
Good mark.
Yeah, Hanson was strong there.
Let's take a look at the smother. He doesn't just clip it, he gets him halfway up the reach. That's poor decision-making by David Hale early in the piece.
Little chip kick, trying to relieve some pressure out wide to Harvey. Likewise, he just tried to push it up the line. Getting in front was McIntosh. It was Hale, in fact, and there's McIntosh, who gets it to Bastanek.
He's got the job on McVeigh today, with Kirk tagging, so big job again.
Kirk's on Swallow Shuri, the best and fairest winner from last year.
Just shows you how Kieran Jack's perceived within the group, isn't it, to go straight to Ben Harvey instead of Kirk.
So boundary throwing out aside.
Be a real test for Swallow. I mean, Kirky has destroyed many high-profile midfielders over the journey. Yeah, Swallow also is a man who's building a reputation.
Well, Ferrito's gone to Jesse White now, so that was just a set-up at the start of the game to get O'Keefe into the midfield to see who was going to go with him.
Moore trying to get free from the stoppage. Comes back to Bastanek round the corner. Kennelly read it best, but just threw himself underneath it. Made the error. Picked up by Wright. Going forward here, the Kangaroos. He needs a good bounce. It's heading in the right direction. Across the face. And run through by Bolton.
Well, a pretty sloppy start by both teams, Shuri.
Yeah. They're just not penetrating, hitting targets in forward as they leave the ball on the ground. Bolton will leave it for Reece Shaw, who, if he cannot find a target, will probably kick to himself and gain 15 metres.
The umpire correctly has said you've got to
here
do
he
it
goes.
quickly because the time was already wasted by Craig Bolton. The clock doesn't reset.
Jack gets it from McVeigh. They're trying to set up the loose man here through the middle.
Corridor.
Kurt gets it from Moore inside the forward 50. Touched off the boot. He didn't get enough on it. Ball at ground level. Jude Bolton comes to him again. Scramble of players. Swallow fishes it out. Punch forward.
Got Jared Moore forward of the pack if they can get it through. He's ducked his head. Not sure about that.
I agree totally with you, Jared. What can a tackler do when a player ducked his head like that just prior to be tackled? No doubt that should have been either if he kept it in, holding the ball. You cannot stop that.
No.
He's just standing there, isn't he?
Yeah. Here's a chance from here, though.
Marty Matnap, former Adelaide Crow. 32 goals in his 147 games.
He's hit it well.
He's hit it pretty well. He got it clean, he got it straight, and he gets the opening goal of the afternoon.
Well, we think it was a pretty lucky one for the Sydney Swans to get on the board, but Matner, he's been a good pick-up by the Sydney Swans, and he's one of that running fleet that Tony suggested a few minutes ago is the strength. There you see him again. He's not even wrapped up by the Kangaroos. I think it may have been Swallow.
You can't.
He just bodied him. He just put his head into his body. So a lucky start for the Kangaroos. Sorry for the Swans, and they'll want to rebound quickly, the Kangas.
Matner, the goal kicker, has a rest afterwards. And
it's almost a current trend now, isn't it? Kick a goal, go off.
Yeah.
Yep. Back in the middle, Mumford onto the ground. Swallow trying to get free. Bastanek kicks it while it's in midair out in front of him. Wells now looks back into the corridor. Wanted right, found him. A little bit of hands in the back anyway. Moves back quickly.
Nice.
Beautiful hit. Played on quickly. Don't know if Bastanek was ready for the handball from Warren. And they've made a meal of it.
Well, it's a dumb handball because the fellow that's chasing Warren is always going to be able to get the bloke he handballs it to if it's only 2 metres away. If it's going to be quick movement, it's got to be outside the chaser's corridor.
If the man on the mark can pressure the handball, there's no use handballing. You might as well get back and let him run forward and maybe kick to him.
Nice ruck work.
High ball. Edwards has to stand and wait underneath it. Craig Bolton over the top. Warren again. Picked up by Adams. Found himself in a bit of space. Up and under. Gee, Thomas. Just got ripped, just pushed Henry up the way and took the mark.
Well, they say is there a second action in the marking contest, and we'll just have a wait and see whether Lindsay Thomas used his hands. No, he used his body, which is all right if he keeps watching the ball. Matter of fact, it was good play because he saw where Hanbury was going to be standing, and just at the last second took his eye to the ball, which made it a good marking contest.
Lindsay Thomas, he's under some pressure in the media here in Melbourne today. Big article on him in the weekend's press. Needs to lift. Does he deliver?
Yes, he does, Jared. He gets their first goal. He can read and he can kick.
Yes, indeed, young man. It was a good start by Lindsay Thomas. Ball was a high ball. Not too many players were going for it. And the Swans were just buffeted out of this. Let's have a look at this. It goes straight up in the air. The only query would be whether it travelled more than 15 metres. It would have been a very line ball. But nevertheless, it's a great mark and a nice conversion.
So a goal to Thomas, a goal to Matner, and the score's a level here at Etihad.
Just looking out to the wing, I noticed that Ryan O'Keefe was playing on Daniel Wells on a wing. Now, the speed factor's an issue there, but Daniel Wells has come to the bench and they put Jack Zeeble, so they're putting two good midfielders up against a hard-running medium forward.
Jack wins the clearance for Sydney, and Jetta was doing the right thing by playing in front. Falls to his chest, spreads it out wide, looking for Goods. Behind him, Bradshaw to lay the shepherd. Goods, with his athletic ability at his best, hooking in front. Leading a player there was McVeigh. Getting to it first, though, was Harvey. Tumbles it out. Nice work by Adams, but then didn't deliver the correct handball to Zeeble. Is equal to the task, though. Measured pass is a beauty to Liam Anthony, breaking forward him at 2-on-1.
Well, it was a bad breakdown by the Kangaroos because Jack Zeeble had won a really good ball, a really good contested ball against Ryan O'Keefe, and it set them up.
Good spoil.
And McGlynn waited for it to take it on the chest, and it cost him.
Well, the ball should have been kicked out to the wing side of McGlynn. He had to double back into the corridor, and that gave Ferrito a chance.
And in a quick interchange, Swallows on for Jack Zeeble. They're really swinging them, Smithy.
Yeah, they are. As was mentioned before, Jared, it's really warm down here, so a lot of players just rotating at the moment.
The estimated top temperature of 27 degrees in Melbourne this afternoon. The roof off, and there's a free kick high. North will take it.
Well, North are actually rotating more than any other side, 130 average. That's 10 more than the next highest. And there's a little bit of Mick Malthouse about, in fact, there's a lot of Mick Malthouse the way that Brad Scott's coaching.
Kick from Thomas was cut off. Grundy to Kennedy. They're going backwards to Jack. Now he's measured it nicely and just gave it over to O'Keefe.
They're going to be out here with Jetta.
Yeah, he's the loose man. Roberts Thompson spots him. Can take it and move off. I'm not sure why it was called play on, but...
You only have to blink sideways and it's play on now.
Last night, a man took 12 steps sideways before he was called play on. I counted them. I'm confused, but anyway. Bradshaw holding.
Oh, McGlynn's popped up and got a nice one in the back.
Everybody stopped to look at the umpire except McGlynn.
Well, let's see who's holding who. Well, as soon as you wrap your arm around a forward, you are going to pay a price. And that's what happened then. So, you know, there's no doubt there it was against Scotty Thompson, but McGlynn, oh, this is a beautiful one, Jared. He's kicked his 8 goals for the season. He's just running for a nice old easy one with the advantage paid. But Scotty Thompson, as soon as you wrap your arms around and don't look at the ball, you're under the pump.
So Matner kicks the goal, he comes off. McGlynn kicks the goal, he comes off. Bradshaw will be hoping he comes off 4 or 5 times for the afternoon.
I played in the wrong area. I didn't kick many goals. I would have stayed on all day.
But he was in the right spot at the right time, regardless of the free kick. The push and shove going on, but Sydney get their second. They get it out to a 6-point lead.
And once again, we see the Swans just charging down the middle of the ground, Shuri. They are owning the corridor here at the present time. Kangaroos go around the boundary line, the third most in the competition, and I think the Swans would have read that and seen that, and they are taking full advantage on the counter-attack.
Well, that's another Mickey Malthouse kicking around the boundary line, because I think they do it second and first bet with St Kilda in the competition, Jared.
And, boys, the Kangaroos are allowing Nick Malcheski to sit behind the play as well. I'm not too sure about that idea.
Well, it's allowing Rawlings to play one out as well, I guess, so swings and roundabouts.
Well, Rawlings got it to Ferrito, who drives it to the invisible man. There's no one home for North Melbourne, but he did get plenty of distance.
Well, that was Malcheski there. I know who I'd like free. I know Brady Rawlings can get it and accumulate it, but his penetration wouldn't be the same as Malcheski. And it probably... Oh, look, we got a free kick. Oh, we've got a free kick for an elbow off the ball. Trying to pick up...
Mumford.
Yeah, against Mumford.
Well, if it was just a flick of the forearm backwards, no, that's not bad. That can't. Oh, umpire. That's not it, Jared, is it? Please tell me that's not it.
That's it, Shuri.
Oh, there's a lot of explanation going on. Let's watch Hale with the kick for goal to square it up. It sneaks in. He gets it.
Well, the umpires are really been, I guess, asked to focus on these issues, but
there had to be something before that, Jared. Please tell me.
This was it. I know.
Please tell me.
Me not to tell you that, but that is just basic ruck work.
Oh, Oh, please. Now, this umpire, check him out. I don't think he might be umpire for a fair while. It's Matthew Nichols. That is one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. You've got to have some physicality in the game.
Whew. Tony Shaw is absolutely flabbergasted here at Etihad Stadium. Can't believe that David Hale got the free kick.
I haven't seen him commentate lying down before, but jump up, sure.
I'm stunned. But there's one at each end where the free kicks have probably been
right.
So evened out. Whew. Scores level again. Trying to break free and get past that shoulder tackle.
Just on the ruckman, the Swans have done enormously well picking up Mumford and Seavey. Statistically, they're about second or third best combination in the game at the present time, and they have settled in magnificently into their new club.
Malcheski clears it out. It's touched off the boot. Goods comes out, was appealing for a free kick, didn't get it. Shaw was in the right spot. Back to Goods. Away he goes again. And once again, another smother. Swallowed down low. High tackle. Free kick coming back. Thompson. Moves it quickly to McMahon. Goldstein had come off the bench, but he's been picked up.
And the one thing about playing around the boundary line like this, it's so easy for an opposition side to hem you in and make it hard to score from the corridor. So we'll just see how North work this through, where they keep going down. They've got to try and look into the corridor to open up both sides of the ground, but they'll come down the line.
Zeebel's going to give Hale a chance one-on-one. Big man almost takes a spectacular one-hander. Thomas. Here's Goldstein. Gave it back to Lindsay Thomas. Threw it on the boot quickly. Here's Hale again. This time he's got to beat two. Free kick for a push. David Hales again.
Well, I thought he's holding his arm here. That was a free kick for holding the arm to David Hale. So he deserved that one outside 50. Now, what they've said here is he was pushed into Roberts Thompson. Yeah, not a lot of it, but still, he deserved the first one, so we'll give it to him.
Well, certainly lifted those last 2 or 3 minutes, the Kangaroos, starting to get the ball inside 50 and restrict the Swans from counter-attacking. These are the shots that need to go through early in the match.
Hold there.
For his second goal, he put one into the man of the mark, he kicked another one, and that one's just right across the front. Won't score, in fact. Big punch from Seabee out towards the boundary, which it crosses now. (13 playing 13). Crowd building still. And going through traffic was more, but not far enough. Anthony back to McIntosh off a step. Here's Hale, the danger man. Roberts Thompson got rid of him this time, no free.
He's had the most possessions of anybody out in the ground, David Hale. Could have kicked through.
Or if he gets this
Jeddah. I thought he was going to put the afterburners on. How's that for a pass to Bradshaw? That was sensational.
He's capable of kicking this, Bradshaw. They look dangerous up forward. Goods has got off to a good start. We know McGlynn's on the board, and all of a sudden Bradshaw's been involved. He could have been shooting for his second if McGlynn hadn't have snuck one from him. The other end of the ground, it looks more focused on one man, David Hale.
Yep.
Bradshaw is going to push that across the face, right to the line. White almost involved, but just to behind. Well, David Hale stay on the ground.
David Hale went to the ground then, and that rebound, even though it was Roberts Thompson, who's not great with his rebounding ability, but that really is costly and could have cost a goal by falling on the ground.
Thompson cutting through the middle to Thomas. Now he's got McMahon out wide, and he's in some space. It's going to go long. Over the back of Goldstein. Onto it was Warren. Didn't get enough boot on ball. And it's run through for another rush behind.
Well, he won't miss many from point blank in his career like that one, because he'll learn the lesson. Kick it properly.
Quickly away, Hanbury out of bounds on the full. Not a good kick from him. Yeah. Chance for North to bang it back in.
A bit of inexperience there. Didn't get back from the mark and took one step. Want to be a very good player to have effective disposal off one step like that.
Here's McIntosh. Warren was caught at the back. In the front was Adams. Malcheski was searching for Grundy. Edwards got in the way. That's a good kick by Adams. Just rolling it through.
Gee, they're getting it in there, Jared. They're starting to dominate in the midfield and just getting in forward. Hale's the target at the moment, although he might be having a spell now, which he is. He's getting a rub.
He's just winning a little bit more of the contested footy at the present time. Now, the Swans are coming off a really soft win against the Tigers where everybody was just doing it on the bit. And I reckon sometimes, Shuri, after games like that, it takes you a little while just to click back in.
McIntosh arrives, but Hanbury stands tall to take the mark.
Gutsy mark.
Shows a lot of talent, Hanbury. A lot of big hopes for him in Sydney.
Jack. Cut it off. Jetta. He's chipping back to Kennedy.
McGlynn just is running free.
Oh, that's a bad kick.
And that's put the Swans under some real pressure here in the middle of the ground. Now, Kennedy came up, cleaned up his own error, did the right thing, pushes it out in front of CB. Nice clean take by the big man. Short.
Got to tighten up on this play.
Well, see, Daniel Wells has gone back from the wing now. He should have a man sitting on him, McGlynn.
Well, he was in two minds. He wanted to get it to Jetta. In the end, he puts McVeigh on a tight angle, right, tight in the pocket. Ferrito, right with him. Coming in to help out Jude Bolton. They want holding the ball. They won't get it.
Looked to me as if he was trying to feign to run around him, and he didn't fall for it, so he put himself under pressure.
Thank you.
So the ball up tight in the Sydney forward line. Up against it was Seaby and McIntosh. Here's McIntosh. Bastanak involved. Still tight, and they didn't panic. Free kick advantage will be paid, and away goes Bastanak. Plenty of time. 3 bounces. No one to kick to, so forced to not 15 to McMahon. Bastanak's going to get it back. And I don't think he really wanted it, to be honest.
Good kick.
The vision was okay to spot McIntosh.
Well, when he was coming out the first time, Bastanak, he had Malcheski, that loose man, as Rowan Smith said, behind play, and he just held it up and put his man under pressure. But, gee, he finished up well then to McIntosh.
He's had 9 disposals already, Bastanak, the rising star from last week. Here is Rawlings. At the end of it as Wells. Just off the line. Found his skipper.
That's it, hold! Hold!
High ball. Easy one for Bolton to edge his opponent out. Called a push against Edwards.
2 actions. Straight through. That's it, hold.
Yeah, you can use your forearms, but...
Can't push with
No, exactly. That's exactly right.
He's round.
Edwards from 53.
Oh,
fancies himself to get it home, get it long, and fancy he does.
Well, the Kangaroos deserve their lead. I think they're working just a little bit harder at the present time, Shuri.
Yep.
And here's the push out, according to the umpire, and I think he was spot on. Just enough to get Aaron Edwards under the football.
Oh,
no, I think you have to pay that one.
yeah, well, they say 2 actions. He did have the forearm in it, but he just pushed forward with it. Not a lot of contact, maybe.
But enough to get him out of the play. But the bottom line was he converted really well. They're away here, the Kangas.
Edwards, the goal kicker. Now North out to a 7-point lead with 4 minutes remaining. Beautiful finish from Edwards.
Eyes on the footy.
Well, they need a lift here, the Swans, and Ryan O'Keefe has probably been close enough to their form player of the season. He's the one that really isn't getting near the ball.
Kennedy won the clearance, and here's the man in question, O'Keefe. And he's beaten to it beautifully by Urquhart. And Urquhart's going to take him on. The bounce and the kick long to the forward line. Grundy was right into the back. Still a chance for North, right. Hitting it low towards Warren, past him. Jack to clean up for Sydney. On the left boot's got to be spot on, it is. Hanbury.
Urquhart's a pretty good matchup for O'Keefe at the present time. His pace is just covering one of the strengths of O'Keefe.
I think if he pushed up the ground, Jerry, as you know, O'Keefe wears you down by that second half. He's just got an amazing motor.
And also, too, Jared, Brady Rawlings is picking up McGlynn now, so that's a little bit of a tight tag for him now.
Roberts Thompson with the switch.
Yeah.
Let's put Mattner under some pressure now. He's forced to go wider.
Grundy's going to be the one on the end of this, I would think.
Yep, he's the one, Tony, and there he is. Into the sunlight.
Oh.
Yeah. It was an issue. Kieran Jack. High tackle against Harvey.
Did well, Boomer Harvey then, because he's held up play. If Grundy had marked that ball, then the one over the top would have gone to Jack, and it could have created a loose man.
A fair push.
Sydney again with the switch, coming back to where we were not too long ago. Roberts-Thompson. Again, the sunlight just a bit of an issue there for a second for Kennelly.
Gee, Lindsay Thomas, that was lazy play on Kennelly then.
Here's Big Jesse. Good smother. It's a very good smother from Ferrito.
Well, Kennelly ran from the centre circle to receive that ball, and I looked behind Lindsay Thomas. He allowed him to run past him. He was 5 metres in front. I know he's off the bit, but you've got to be better for your team than that.
Arms up.
Mumford found front spot very well there. Got it to Kirk, and running by was McVeigh, but just a little fumble.
Nice ball won by Swallow.
Yeah, it was tough, wasn't it? Got it out, but Edwards' handball went astray. He was looking for Adams. On the end of it is Bolton. Goods cutting through with strength, with skill, and with all class. Adam Goods, you're a star.
Brilliant goal from Adam Goods. He's actually looked relatively threatening so far this quarter without actually dominating it. A number of times he's been on the end of kicks that have been smothered, or somebody's fumbled the ball just up the ground where he's been making position. But this time he did it effectively all by himself. Broke a tackle. Good little quick hands there coming through the middle. But that was the tackle that was broken. And just natural goal sense and a fair bit of ability saw it go through the goals.
Coming straight out, boys.
7 goals, 2 for the season for the dual Brownlow medalist. And I think you're right, Jared. He looks very dangerous.
He does. He looks really threatening. Great work by Bolton as well to be one of the last line defenders for the Swans, to be up the ground as far as that and setting up the handball to goal was a good effort.
Margin back to a point.
What he does, Adam Goods, though, is he leads up the ground that much. He opens space behind him very quickly, because you just don't want to leave him on the lead and play off him. So he's really given them something at centre half forward they haven't had for a fair while. Swans
have now gone man on man, which means that they're playing 7 players in their defence. The Kangaroos want to have that loose man behind the ball. The Swans have been prepared to go 1-on-1. Kennelly is just pushed out into defence.
Might be coming his way shortly. There's a free kick. He's first in and at it again is Swallow. Quickly to Harvey. Had the presence of mind to give it to Zeeble in some space. Looks up, hits it into the pocket. He wanted and found David Hale. Another free kick to David Hale.
He's a danger, isn't he, Jared? He's the man at the moment in their forward line.
Well, the Swans have got Lewis Roberts-Thompson, and he's picking up McIntosh at the present time.
Now, Jerry, I just want to see that Boomer Harvey, there's this 5 metre thing in front of the man who's got the ball, that he's got protected area. The player who's tagging Boomer Harvey, I think that 5 metres got to go closer, because you cannot come around the back of the player. And Boomer Harvey got an easy, cheap stat there by going one side, and his man can't come within 5 metres. Yeah, have a look at here. Now, he pushes in that side. I think that should be a 5 metre area where no one goes into it. It's just too easy for a bloke to get off a tagger.
Hale for his second. He's off target once again. He's looking dangerous, but the kicking boots aren't on just yet.
Well, he's the man. He's the go-to man. Roberts-Thompson's been there. Grundy might have to go to him if he gets out of control. Or Bolton, which he can handle it.
He's kicked 1-1, Hale. He's kicked 1 man on the mark and 2 haven't scored. So he's had 5 shots at goal. We're inside the last minute, North by 2 points. Big leap at the back coming from Bradshaw. Wheels around, long ball, Goods, 1-on-1, nudge, push. He won't like it.
30 seconds, boys, 30 seconds.
Short pass to Adams, so we've had Bolton at one end and Goods at the other, giving away free kicks. Edwards.
Gee, there's a lot of variation in marking contests in it. What a great grab. Well done to Lee Hardy too. He knew he had to come back. He didn't want to go there.
Harvey short down the line. Adams again getting a fist in was Jeddah right on the siren. We came here this afternoon expecting a pretty tight contest on the scoreboard. So far with a quarter down, that's exactly what we've got. Quarter time here at Etihad Stadium on a sunny afternoon. It's North by 2 points. We'll take a break. And then
Radio 11111.
Also, Hanbury for Sydney, also a Rising Star nomination so far in this season, as the second quarter is underway. McIntosh winning that, and Harvey first at it. Uses Wells, who was gliding on by. Out in front of Warren, and good cleaning up there from Shaw, but he just went without it. Now back to Warren, to Thomas. Bastanak has it, 60 metres from goal, measures the pass and finds Aaron Edwards, who kicked a very nice goal in the first quarter.
Well, Reece Shaw, he had control of the ball and just went too quick running over the ball, and that fumble, anytime it's going to cost you. If it's not your own teammate, or your own opponent, sorry, it'll be someone else's.
Tight angle, 45 metres out, across the face. Pack forming right there. Off hands, chance for Thomas. Along the ground, it just shaved the goal line and stayed in play.
Thanks, Dave.
Let's take another look.
No close, Dave, that's it.
Very, very close.
So, first score of the second quarter as Shaw takes it and breaks away. Kicks to the wing.
It's a good option given that Hale is on the mark. He's going to be able to get around him each and every time he plays on.
White made good ground to get there, gave it off to McVeigh. Kick is out in front of Bradshaw, but too far.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jared. The Kangaroos might have to look at that because Reece Shaw will take that on. He gained another 30, 40 metres and he went over the lines.
So Mumford again making good position to get it down to Bolton, but he was just, as he was going to handball, he was tackled. It forced the ball to go wide.
In trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, no chance.
So they're hot on that last week.
Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew.
So we go again with the ball up. And once again, it's Mumford and McIntosh. And they'll do battle in about 6 or 7 seconds' time.
Well, just looking back to the Kangaroos' defence, Ferrito's the loose man in defence, but the Swans haven't worked it out yet. They haven't dropped someone off the contest. Matter of fact, Malcheski's be hot right there, number 9, right behind that pack as the loose man for the Swans. I don't know whether it helps you there, Jared.
Oh, you pinned it to his body.
Unless you can get forward and be, hit someone inside 50.
Well, that was the old Rodney Eade tactic of 96. He was the one who first brought that in, just dropping a bloke off the contest, backing 5 of their players against 6 of the opposition and having a loose man in defence.
Well, there he is there, Malcheski. He's going to be used by Mumford on the handball. But up the other end, there's no doubt Ferrito is every time the Swans come forward, they're going to have to look up and try and bypass him. And Malcheski's still in the contest.
You've got O'Keefe running forward now to square that up.
Okay.
He's a bad one to have loose, Ferrito, because he's got such a whopping kick on him. If he gets the footy, it's in the other goal square.
Now they're going back. Rawlings combines with Anthony and gets to Wells. Short pass.
Just controlling this match at the moment.
Yep.
The Kangaroos, they'll be really pleased in the coach's box. Obviously, they haven't got the scoreboard advantage to the extent they'd like it. There's a boomerang from
Boomer.
Torpedo from Boomerang.
Yeah.
From Boomer.
It was a boomer from Boomer. Thomas, the umpire said the Swans player fell forward.
Gee, I tell you what, there was a fair saddle on his back, though, when he fell forward.
Scott. Yes, mate. That's the line in the sand.
Kirk underneath all that, the captain.
Straight up. You've been told now, anything more than that is a free kick. Play on.
Thomas was trying to do something out of midair there, and it came back to him. Through traffic, McVeigh. Hale got in the way. Kennelly.
Good hands.
To Mumford. Jeddah. Away he goes. And DeMatna, open forward line. Bradshaw with space to run into. Got him. He's on 50. He's going to pass into the pocket. Not a good idea. It may fall for Jetta. It went past everyone. Jetta couldn't keep it in.
Well, you heard that umpire behind say, Scott, that's it, that's the line in the sand. That was Scotty Thompson at full back on Bradshaw. So must be putting the hands in the back and pushing him, and the umpire's watching it.
Should Bradshaw have had a shot, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Touched off the boot. It's Sydney 2-on-1 here. They'll win it. Kennedy's just going to send it back to where it came from. Well, McIntosh got underneath it. Zeebel's under the pump. McGlynn lurking. So too Jetta. Touched. It'll be a boundary throw in.
Just watching Jesse White there at the back of the pack. Just could have had it. It was an opportunity if he had read the play a little bit quicker for him to be involved and come flying over the top.
From the throw in. Ferrito first to it. Rides the bump. Gives it away over to Grimer. He's wrapped up by Goods. No prior opportunity there.
Oh, you've got it now.
Yeah, good decision, umpire.
Did come out there, Adam.
So Sydney pressing here. No goals so far in this second quarter. Trying to work out there was Mumford, but Swallows in first.
Right. Eyes up! Face the footy! Face the footy!
McIntosh dangerously to Kirk. Threw it on the boot across the face. That's a mark to Bradshaw. That's not a push. We've seen a couple paid already like that, Tony. What do you think?
Well, I'm looking at Jared Hill, and he sort of had the eyes up in the air going, I don't know whether I missed this one. Again, a lot of times we're proven wrong by replay, but looked like there was a hand pushing forward in that contest.
Bradshaw, 10 metres out. It's a soda for him, and he puts it through, and he puts the Swans in front.
Well, it was a good ball won by Brett Kirk. I thought he was having a shot, but
I think he was.
Fortunately, he got it across. Let's have a look to see if we see there's a push. Both players got hands on hands.
Oh, I think that's a definite.
From a distance, it didn't look flash for the umpire. But there's also good body strength and a good finish.
Boys, let's knock it out.
Bradshaw gets the goal. His first of the afternoon. He's 8th for his new club, Tony.
I tell you what, though, the first 5-7 minutes of this quarter, they have dominated the ball, the Sydney Swans around the ground. There's no doubt their clearances are better, and they had enough pressure by hanging a player back that ball was inside forward 50 for about 3 minutes then.
Kieran Jack beaten to it. Beautifully done by Swallow. Releases Harvey. Hit the post last week. This week, he kicks it straight through.
Jared, I watched Kieran Jack, and what happened, he went to the contest, and once it went over his head, he was way out of it. You could just see him on the edge here. He's gone to the ball, doesn't win it, the fumble out. And look, that's just Brent Harvey being a smart player, knowing that you don't always have to put your head over the ball to be involved in the game.
Dangerous player running forward, as we've seen.
We're watching.
Sensational stuff from Harvey. Very quick answering goal by the Kangaroos. They're back in front. And Boomer is at 12 disposals already. Kieran Jack has his work cut out.
Well, let's see what he does this time. Right beside him.
McIntosh winning the knock. It just came off of Bastonek's boot. Give on the up from Kirk was a very good one to CB. Outside of him, Jetta into the pocket. White, the target. Made good position. Got a bit of couple now. Crumming. Moore. Back to Kennedy. Chance here for White. Give him some space. Then it goes back. They can set up. They've got Malcheski in the middle. One hand, and he can get home from there. He's a big kick.
Well done to White, Jesse White, to keep the ball alive there. He looked like he didn't have an idea what he was going to do with the ball, but handball out to Seavey, who's been very, very good for the Sydney Swans since coming across from West Coast Eagles. Just picked his mark, nearly missed it. This man's normally a beautiful kick, although might have lost a bit of penetration since his injury.
So to put the Swans back in front, goal for goal that Eddie had. Doesn't mind it off the boot, but slides across the face. And again, there's Bradshaw in the right spot. Did he push that time? He's going to play on. He's going to drop it back to O'Keefe.
Well, that's a harder kick, Jared, I would think, for O'Keefe on the left side, where Bradshaw might have played around and done the old boomerang from the point post.
No, he'll kick this.
Well, he's got to start at probably a metre to the left of the left goal post, I would think. If we have a look at a metre, so you use the old left foot hook.
So can he do what Melcheski couldn't? Yes, he can. Never in doubt.
If you can tell me the Tats Lotto numbers just for Matty, it'd be also pretty handy. Here's a good grab, and there was the call from the umpire. He was pretty happy with it. And then immediately it opened it up for Ryan O'Keefe, who was pretty keen to get involved, to get himself into the match. Just struggling now with 2 kicks and 1 handball. Sure, he's taken an injury in, but he needs to lift.
O'Keefe with the goal, and Swans back in front by 3 points. 5 individual goal kickers for the Swans, but they're getting their big names involved now. Goods has one, Bradshaw's got one, O'Keefe's got one.
And the runner out to O'Keefe, I think, asking him to push up the ground and get involved in the midfield shuffle.
Beautiful movement from the clearance by Wells. High ball. Ground level. Swallow. Back to Anthony. Forced to kick and
Good
Hope. Bad bounce for Robert Thompson, but he wraps up Harlan. A good tackle. It's his rugby background coming through there.
Well, that's a great call, because it was a shocking bounce. He was off his man. If it came end over end normally, but it just hit the flat spot and went up. And he had to stick with that tackle. That is brilliant.
Was he stiff then not to get a free kick, given it looked like Hale took him on and tried to...
I don't think Hale looked like he'd get it out, and the umpy had...
Speaking of Hale, he almost manufactured a goal from nothing there, but...
He felt sorry for Hale, I think, the umpire, Jared.
Jared, you were just talking about O'Keefe pushing up to the ground. He's just in the North Melbourne forward line now, and Frito's just electing to sit behind the play.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Shuri. I think they're really trying to expose Frito by taking him into the midfield.
Doubt.
But not sure he's as uncomfortable in that role as some would think.
It's a good tackle by Edwards. He's been rewarded here.
Well, he's attacked the ball today. He hasn't had a major impact, but he has attacked the ball. He's kicked 1 goal, and that's what you want to see from Aaron Edwards. We know he's got enormous ability, normally a fairly good kick, and that's just good defensive play. And the coach would be wrapped probably more than taking a mark inside 50 on that.
For his second, 30 metres out. It's through. North Melbourne back in front.
Nice response by the Kangaroos and Aaron Edwards. And a little bit slow from Melcheski. He was just a little bit flat. Had the ball. Didn't have a lot of prior opportunity.
Oh, he took his step, Jared. As you know, from ground level, the team rule normally is handball before you come up out of the crouch. On that occasion, he took a step, and no doubt, well done, Aaron Edwards.
So Edwards gets his second. In fact, that's his 50th in his career, in his 42nd game. First player on the ground to be in multiple figures on the scorebook. And once again, the lead is swapped.
O'Keefe into the middle of the ground on the defensive side there. And McVeigh's pushed forward into the Swans forward 50.
Almost got a free kick there, O'Keefe. Matner put himself back into trouble. McVeigh couldn't quite take it. Bit of a fumble. Ball now open for dispute.
Well, they've done well, the Kangaroos, because they've got McVeigh under control too through Bassanak. McVeigh's only had the 4 possessions. Reece Shaw's only had 4 possessions. So a lot of their rebounding players and good midfielders are struggling at the moment. Kirk's had 4.
Seaby bounced back to him. Nice work by Goldstein, but pinched by Moore. Fumble from Shaw was a costly one because Jetta was away. They may win it back.
Their pressure's been really good here, the Kangaroos. The Swans have a lot of their handballs from balls won.
Hit the target.
They've been going astray.
Big punch from the man Ferrito.
Been in great form, Ferrito, right throughout the season, even against the Saints. He was one of their very few players that showed any sort of form.
Goldstein with Seaby. Seaby down in front. Malcheski was hanging off the back. He's under the pump. He's got 2 to beat.
Gee, they're at him.
He's in trouble.
They are at him. You said it, Jared. The pressure in their forward half is just causing them, the Sydney Swans, to fumble and not make the right decisions.
Jude Bolton to Malcheski. Wormburner. Jack
Once again, a little
pressure.
fumble.
Yep. And well won here by Harvey. Right. 40 metres out. It's just off to the right.
Nice chase and part smother there from Jude Bolton. Working pretty hard. Malcheski coming from the ground. Doesn't surprise. He looks just a touch off at the present time.
Yeah, the last 3 movements he's been involved in have been messy.
Here's another chance before he gets benched.
Poor kick, set him up. Edwards the spoil. Chance for Wright. Thought about Edwards. Somehow it ended up with him.
That's it.
He was thinking Wayne Harms there for a second. But bash it back into the corridor.
I think Lewis Roberts-Thompson was thinking Killer Carl Kowalski with the body slam. Was that Killer Carl Cox?
Killer Carl Cox, I think it was, yeah.
Kowalski was there, but I don't know it was Killer, was it?
McVeigh. Roberts-Thompson,
Pressure.
the fumble again. Adams, Thomas. North, look at them. They just know they're going to get it soon.
Now they're out, the Swans.
Bolton.
Jetta.
Grundy.
Oh,
It's going to be a throw-in.
they are off it.
They're flat, the Swans, and the Kangaroos are part responsible, but I suspect, Shorey, they're a little bit under because of the match they played earlier, well, last week.
Yeah, still, I'm going to give credit to the pressure of the Kangaroos in their forward 50.
Goldstein had some time and then had to tackle Jank as he knocked it straight to him. 4-point margin coming up to halfway through this second quarter. Paul Roos chatting away. Goldstein again. Adams.
Nice work here, Kangaroos. Just cleaner at the moment.
Urquhart off the back. Warren did well to get rid of his opponent. Got possession. Drives it into the pocket. He may get it back here. It's coming his way. Grundy first to it.
Grundy.
Roberts-Thompson. It's a beautiful floater from LRT. Reimer paddles it back.
Well done.
Yeah, clever footy. Ferrito. Good kick from him. That was a beautiful kick, in fact. Hale should have marked it.
Played Henry. He looks one of the few Swans that's actually in the zone at the moment.
O'Keefe has Bolton. Jetta. Good vision is superb. They've got a man free. Can't spot it yet.
Well, Moore's out. Moore's forward of the ball here.
So is Kennedy. Still on. O'Keefe will get him eventually.
Goods is long. Got to go long and quick, Kennedy. But he's
All short to Bradshaw. Bradshaw kept it in, but fumbled.
Oh, head high.
He win the free.
Jeez, he acted nicely for that as well. He's an experienced player. Certainly the contact was there, but he threw everything back just to make sure that the umpire didn't miss it. Let's have another look at the replay.
Yeah, I think it's a free kick. You cannot rush in like that, and that was around, but nothing untoward. Yeah, it's a free kick alone.
He's collapsed on himself.
But you've got to be smart like that, mate.
Bradshaw tight into the square. He
What did he do
goes.
with that?
And he's a better kick than that.
Well, can we have a look at that kick? Because it wasn't even a kick to the square with a bit of height. It was in between, wasn't it?
I think he was looking for Jesse White to come over the top because White put his hand up and said, I might have just misread that one. Sorry, mate.
That has to be a free kick. You can hear the boos of the crowd, but you cannot make any contact with the head.
McMahon is the man to bring it in. 3-point game. Tight kick to Thompson.
It hasn't reached any heights, has it, about running the lines and some just fluency in the game, but what it is a contest.
Goldstein off the shoulder. Hanbury, quick give. Got a reflex give that I like.
Ooh.
Shaw had to be spot on. He was. Loose man is Kennelly. They're trying to spread it to the fat side. O'Keefe is there. Kennelly spots him. O'Keefe has time. Waits. Marks. Should go.
Great transition there from the Sydney Swans. Missed O'Keefe on the first go, but he found space. And he's generally a deadly kick.
He's going to run him into the ground, Jared, I think. I know the players who play on him. He just gets him in the second half, and that was an enormous amount of space for a player who has to be sat on.
He's had a good 4 or 5 minutes, starting to rack up some touches.
For his second goal from inside 50. For the lead change again. Won't make it, Bradshaw, the big leap. It'll be a behind. We've seen a lot of kicks just drift across and stay in play.
And boys, you can just see Ben McGlynn just running past me here. He's just felt a little bit of a twinge in his thigh. He's had it strapped up. Every time he does a run through, though, he comes back and speaks to the doctors. And they're just not too sure whether to risk him at this stage.
Just a big grab there from Lewis Roberts-Thompson. A magnificent mark and quickly on.
Well, he's pulled that across too far. That's a poor kick in the end from Goods. He'd be disappointed, and Edwards is there. That's a poor kick as well. I'm back. They've got numbers. He might get the 1-2. McIntosh decides to kick. Harding will try and get rid of Jack. Coming through Hanbury. There's that reflex give that I talked about.
He's had a good quarter, Hanbury.
Yep. Malcheski, will he wait for Bolton? No, he's going to go Bradshaw's way.
How good was that kick? I was thinking, why not look back in the corridor? But what happened? Bradshaw cut around his opponent, and Thompson, and that ball, and McGlynn's just come back on the ground again. I hope he hasn't done a soft tissue injury. There's a fair bit of that happening in the league at the moment, but that is just pinpoint, and that's one of those rebounding half-back flankers, Jared, with a bit of skill.
Bradshaw from 50. Again, pushing across the face. Another behind. 1-point game.
But creating a lot more opportunities inside forward 50. The Swans have regained the dominance of the match in this last 6 or 7 minutes, but it has fluctuated a fair bit, Shuri.
Well, I think the Sydney Swans have still got a lot of players who are down in their just general participation in the game. But you're right, they're just keeping it in. It hasn't really worked forward of the centre for the Kangaroos really well in the second quarter. You'd think the dam would break sooner or later.
And a quick change there, Smithy, with Grundy coming back on to Warren.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. North Melbourne, they went tall there just before with McIntosh and Hale up forward line, but they've gone a little bit smaller now, Jared.
Certainly have. They've all disappeared, all the talls with North.
Actually, McGlynn's actually come onto the ground and he's gone on to Daniel Wells.
Got a run withdrawal at the moment.
Well, he might have been. Wells was playing on the wing. That's not a bad move to take McGlynn to the defence.
Kirk almost found himself free there.
I think someone will have to come back. Wouldn't it Malcheski maybe to come back?
Well, he's played Tagger's role before.
Yeah, no, he has, but not as a... See, now Daniel Wells is going further and further into the forward line to take him down there. There he is there. Oh.
You were watching that, Tony. Take us through it.
Well, off the ball, it was a bump. Now, it's going to be a free kick to Sydney, 70 metres away because Edwards bumped McGlynn off the ball.
To the square quickly. Big Seabees there. Ground level Bradshaw. Thompson. Going nowhere. Gee, it was just, I was watching it as well.
Umpire Nichols, you know, a bump off the ball, it's not like pushing in the back or using your forearms like they're looking at. Now, players have got to expect a bit of contact. You just got to let it go. It's a competitive game.
Oh, this is a big shot of goal from
She's a captain.
Kirk. Couldn't quite square it away.
He was going where no man has gone before for a second there, the captain.
They will say that decision during the week, no doubt is there, Jared, because just the way they're looking, great release here.
Sensational kick from Urquhart to find Wells.
Can't he kick a footy?
65 metres, that is. Wells out to Adams. Low ball, that's not as good as kick as Urquhart's, but it may pay off here for North. Warren can't get past Grundy.
Well, we said Goods was being dangerous, but he's only had 4 possessions. So has had a pretty quiet quarter. And as you said, Shuri, a lot of the A-graders for Sydney are just struggling to get into their match routine.
Kirk from Malcheski.
He missed the target.
He missed the target. Now Harding on the rebound North. Tumbles off his boot. Again, Warren has a bad pass and he'd be thinking, soon I'll get one out in front. Goods to the bench with LRT.
It looks like Ryan O'Keefe playing in the Adam Goods role as a centre-half forward player, which means we could see Goods go onto the ball.
Yes.
Just to get him into it.
The great thing with his flexibility, isn't it? He could go for mobile ruckman for 5 minutes and put a bigger body in the square.
Wait for it to go up, boys, all right?
Mumford against Hale. McVeigh sharks it. And only as far as Wells.
They've got one-on-ones, the Kangaroos, in their forward line, but just missing the toe. Well picked
He
out
led
then.
twice, Edwards. He led up, went back. He worked hard to get there.
Bolton didn't think the ball was going there. Just a mistake the defender should never make.
He's looking dangerous, Edwards, but again, a man kicks into the man on the mark. Shaw to clear long.
That was a get it out of here kick.
Yeah.
Was it what?
Go away.
Trouble is, they generally come straight back.
Ferrito.
Oh, that's a shank.
We've got a bad football out there.
Kicking skills aren't good at the moment. They need someone to just change it up a bit. Now, McVeigh, can he run onto it? No, because the kick missed him. Thompson. Rawlings to Harding. Away they go now. Harvey going to take on Moore. Short pass. Anthony can roll into it.
Harvey will go again here.
Harding kept going. Jeddah's got closing speed, but Harding equal to it. Scores a level. 2 goals apiece in this second quarter. And Lee Harding.
He's already opened up the angle to goal by about 15 degrees. It's a good effort from him.
Beautifully done, isn't it?
He doesn't look confident, but if he wants to go, there's no worries about the distance with Lee Harding. You can hit him pure sometimes, but gee, you can shank him just as with the best of them.
He can put him anywhere sometimes. But you're right.
He's opening up it beautifully. Look at the angle on that. How good's that?
Right on 50. It's not bad. It's over the front, though, and again, it's forced through.
Let's have a look at the multiple leads. Here's Jesse White, top right-hand side. He's got his hands up.
Edwards.
Sorry, Edwards. And now he's charging back.
Yep.
And Bolton's going with him.
And he goes again.
And here he goes again, Edwards. Good lead and a good kick. Good patience.
Move it on. Play on.
High ball now for Big Hamish.
Tell you what, the last 5 minutes, the Kangaroos, this has turned around now.
It's been ebbing and flowing, hasn't it?
ebbing and flowing, and they've got the 5 minutes now.
And they've picked up the one-on-one. Shaw on Hale. Didn't quite get it long enough.
Adams was in and under. He won the free kick because he was first at it.
Well, this has come about in the last 5 minutes because they're just the constant pressure that is built on the Sydney Swans. They haven't been able to work their way from defence easily. And that crumb, this is just, well, desperation, getting under the line. You've got to get a free kick for it.
Again, another fumble from Kennedy.
Yep.
So it's been a low-scoring quarter, and North's biggest lead so far has been 7 points. He can equal that, and he does. It's a timely goal for Adams and for the Roos.
Good response by the Kangaroos. Swans had control of the match for about 6 or 7 minutes, but they've rested it back. Just misread, then a little bit too over-exuberant, the desperation stakes. And plenty of chat going on in the middle of the ground.
umpires having a bit to say, aren't they? 4 goals of their 6 they've kicked from free kicks. A lot of that, I think, would be the pressure in the forward line.
Right till the footy goes down. 3, boys.
Lee Adams, just his 2nd goal so far for the year, and just his 8th in his short career, but he's a terrier. He's always first at it. And he won the free kick, and he gets just a bit of breathing space for the Kangas. And Wells, not quite out yet. Wrights. Ball is out. Here's McGlynn dancing around. Handball out wider. Looked away from Shaw. Knew Jeddah was out there. Could have kept going, perhaps. Beautiful
kick.
pass to
Really
Anthony.
beautiful kick.
It's causing some problems for the Kangaroos,
Yep.
Jeddah. And you heard McGlynn there. He's been put on notice from the umpire for his tactics on Daniel Wells.
Jesse's at the back. Couldn't do much there. Umpire waits for it to come out. It's not.
Lockie Hansen disappointed with himself there. Fumbled.
I think they're going to have to look at the role Jesse White is playing, sure. He when he's played well, he seems to be up the ground in space.
Yeah, leads up.
And at the moment, he's being asked, I think, to play the deepest role, and he just seems to be running into players.
Fumble from Zeeble allows Kennedy to give it to Goods, who hasn't been doing much, but he's kicked his second.
Well, we haven't had someone who's broken the game apart from the middle of the ground. And what's happened, both forward lines are doing a great job. Their coaches would be wrapped with just trying to keep the ball in, holding it in. And you can just see the numbers there, the Sydney Swans. And he sold the dummy then, Adam Good, just a smart play. Didn't come up the boot that well, but he just understood that he had to get back onto that right foot with one step and he'd have enough space. But well done to both forward lines who are really putting pressure on, and you could get a game breaker out of the midfield.
I think that Brad's got to be looking at that replay, Shorey, and saying, how did Adam Goods get free there? It was just a little bit of soft checking, and he was delivered the goal.
Well, he's gone in the midfield as a ruck rover now, Jared. As I've said, that flexibility is so good.
And they get it back to a one-point game as McGlynn got the free kick after he gave it off, I would suggest.
It's just a good effort. There was a hard ball won by McGlynn. He copped one in the back.
Did he? What? Well, I don't mind the umpires looking at this stuff behind play, you know, but it's got to have an impact on the game and the player, that not to the point that it gets childish. We want to protect the ball players, but, you know, even that bump before, I thought, you know, that's a mile away and he overplayed a little bit. Our game's bigger than that, I think.
We should say it was just a bump. No one went to ground.
It was just a show of strength, wasn't it? You know?
Yeah, there was nothing.
Like if you belt people in the back, you know you're not allowed to use your forearms to belt people in the back now. The umpires will tell you that.
Kennelly
well,
runs the gauntlet.
Can they make good?
Gee, Goods was there. Didn't get boot to ball. Pressure still on the Kangaroos' last line of defence, though. Anthony running it out. Adams has Warren. Well, he spilt it. What will Hanbury do here? And Warren just put the hand back in, did enough.
Well, pretty clearly they're going 7-on-7 down to the Swans forward line. They're not allowing them to have the free man, but it is really crowded down there, and the Swans are kicking it long. They've got two tall targets down there. At the moment, they haven't been able to grab one.
Big knock from Mumford. He wanted McVeigh, who was on the move.
That's a set play, that.
It was on the move, wasn't he?
If you watch that, hopefully we might get a replay of that throw-in, because there was no doubt that was a set play. McVeigh went forward into the pack, took his player around and then came back the other way, and Mumford knew he was going to run there.
At this stoppage, Swans have got Kennelly 40 off it, and the Kangaroos have got Ferrito 40 off it.
Oh, that's a head high too. He led with his head there. Petty McGlynn. He's copped the few in the last.
He's in the
minutes.
wars.
Marty.
Here we go. He's in.
I didn't see who started it. Doesn't matter.
Fair enough. Goldstein, Seaby got rid of him to McVeigh, and another solid tackle from Zeeble, and we'll probably...
Now, we have three umpires on the field, and if Seaby didn't pull that, I don't know who his opponent was in that con. It was a Goldstein. Let's have a look at this. That's got to be a free kick every minute of the day. You've got three umpires there.
Nice work from Goldstein to get boot on ball too. 10 seconds. Needs to be quick, needs to be good. Zeeble. Ferrito. Keeps it in.
Hands.
Adams. Anthony. They run out of time, the Kangaroos. Just a 2-point ball game at quarter time, and it's still within a kick because it's now just 1 point at half time. North Melbourne lead. It's a close game, and it's here on Saturday afternoon football.
McGlynn's also gone into attack. McVeigh also into attack.
We're away for the second half. with the Roos up by a point and Mumford winning the first knock. Lovely little give from Kirk over to Jude Bolton, and they go forward quickly. McVeigh's got to beat two. Good speed here from Grimer. Just fumbled, got into his back, surely.
Jim McVeigh was held before that. His hand was held as he was going back for that ball, and the umpire missed it. But
I think from a structural perspective, looking at Jesse White, he's now playing up the ground at centre half forward. I think that's where he looks more comfortable. John Lockie Henderson, good challenge for him as well.
Anthony's kick was just...
Lockie Hansen, I should say.
just those sort of kicks when you cannot pinpoint. You know, coaches don't want to kick to a contest. I still think there's something on the old saying, kick at 60 and you know it's going there, so you can get front and centre and then maybe break the lines. But, gee, they're dangerous, those turnover small kicks which don't come off.
Mumford got a fair bit on that with the punch. And stolen by Adam Goods. Wonderful work for goal number 3.
He's missed.
Oh, say game breaker.
Well, it was classic Goods except for the finish.
Gee, it was disappointing, wasn't it?
How good is that? That's a player who sometimes, you know, Gerard, they don't change the way they go about it in the contest. Getting momentum through is so hard for anybody to play on you, and that was just brilliant.
Well, the score's a level. That's what he's done. He's tied it up. That's a clever kick. That might fall for McIntosh here. Hands and knees. Well,
just have done that kick out really well. Opened up the space and been good enough to get through it.
Well, we saw Goods breaking away at one end. He missed. What can Wells do at this end? He runs inside forward 50.
He missed.
He misses. It's catching, Tony.
Oh, we talk about game breakers, Gerard. Well, Goods at one end. Well, you know they're the players who stand out because of their silky skills, but you have to finish. How good would that have been a goal from the kick-in?
They're game breakers, but they're also heartbreakers.
They are too.
Exciting stuff, though, from Goods and Wells as Sydney try to bring it out towards White.
Good.
Strong mark by Lockie Hansen. Measured pass. Rolling mark by Anthony. Moves it quickly. Wants Ben Warren. Got him. In turn, he can go wider to Harding or he goes to the goal square. Danger man is McIntosh. Didn't take it. Jack under pressure. Good tackle, Goldstein. Doesn't come out.
Should have marked that. McIntosh should have marked that. Had the easy run in. Big mark. You've got to have strong hands in that on that occasion, and that's a opportunity missed.
Bounce down. Goldstein got around his opponent to tap it back in the right direction, and they swarm to it. Sydney want to hold it in.
Well, everybody forward to the centre now, Matty.
Yep, the entire
Bradshaw's at centre half back.
Bolton, that's Craig to Adam Goods. Again, the sidestep. Again, he cuts through, but did enough to get it. Now they've got no one to kick to. They're going to have to run it here. Grundy
keep going.
He can actually kick a goal. They're not going to come to him just yet. O'Keefe with the shepherd. Missed it. Grundy from 55. Red and white people behind the goal. Stand and cheer.
Two individual brilliant efforts. One from Adam Goods to get the ball through. Took them on, and that's what they've done, Shuri. I reckon their coach might have just said, look, take this match on. And then a magnificent running goal from Marty Matner. He had a couple of opportunities out wide. He elected to go the kick. He's a darn good kick, but you can just see there, he's got an open goal there. He's thinking Toyota as well, and maybe he may be on the receiving end. Good start by the Swans.
Marty Matner with his second goal and a big one. Getting the lead to 5 points.
There's one man on this ground. He's just decided, hey, I'm taking it on. The acting captain today, Adam Goods. How good was that out of defence? Under enormous pressure.
Hard, strong work in close by Jude Bolton. Onto the chest of Moore. Away goes Sydney again. Low bottom. Bradshaw. Now, they want touch. Biggest touch ever from Scotty Thompson. He was saying that Rawlings got a hand on it.
Oh, you cannot. The umpire wouldn't know that. You couldn't even hear it, I don't think. Whether he did or not, the umpire could not have made that out, and so he had to pay the mark.
Well, misses were a big part of the first half, and they're a big part of the first 2 minutes. And the tradition continues.
It does. Sydney with a goal lead after Bradshaw's behind. 1-2 to him from 9 kicks.
That's not a great kick.
Edwards has to wait. Bolton knew that Hanbury was down in front. He punched it down. O'Keefe. Bradshaw's at the back. Got to beat 2. Oh, that's good courage. Good strong mark once again by Hansen.
2 for the quarter.
Yep.
He's done well.
And Grimer, he's trying to draw the player in. He's trying to draw White to him. Decides to kick. There's a player presenting for him. Strong hands this time. Swallow.
He's had a lot of the footy, Swallow, so he'll be looking for a big second half.
Wells now.
Hansen coming to the boundary, which is not a great sign. And now he's told them to go away.
Go away,
trainers. Stay on.
Yep.
And Marty Mattner's hurt, boys. He's got Wells at the moment, so they need to make a change there because Wells could get out. But in that marking contest, behind play, he's limping off. Here he is.
He's bringing himself off.
Yep.
So in the meantime, Mumford's kick is a poor one. It's a chance for North on the rebound here. Down the line. Harvey's in front of Jack.
Still play on, is he? Yep.
Oh, umpire. I tell you, the one thing they didn't want then, the Sydney Swans didn't want Mumford to kick that ball. Well done, the Kangaroos.
The umpire saying to him he didn't hold it.
Lady just pulling off her glasses and just offering them to the umpire just on the fence. Good quick give from Harding. Wells on the burst again. He's legged. He'll have a shot at goal.
It's gone up a notch this game, Shuri.
Yeah, well, I think the Sydney Swans, if Bradshaw kicked that goal, that would have been the biggest margin, I think, nearly the game. Here's Mattner in that marking contest and just went over on the ankle and knew it straight away. Don't know what the biggest margin's been, Matt.
7 points.
So it would have been the biggest margin if Bradshaw kicked that goal. Now Wells can do it down the other end.
Daniel Wells from 50 metres out. Has the distance, has the accuracy, and once again scores a level.
Well, there was a lucky recipient in many ways because the lunging tackle just clipped him on the boot, although he may have run through and kicked the goal anyway. We'll take a look at the way it develops. Here's the big lunge, and he didn't mean to clip him, but he did. I suspect he was heading towards goal anyway. McGlynn charging, big leap, and just clipped him on the heel. But the bottom line was it was a darn good conversion.
So Wells has come out to play in the third quarter, so too Goods, and they're 7 goals, 8 apiece, and Tony, 5 of the 7 goals from free kicks for North.
Well, yeah, look, it shows that one thing I thought in the first half, the free kicks were there because of the pressure inside. That's a different type of free kick just because of the brilliance of Wells and the desperation of McGlynn.
Here's Zeeble breaking away from the stoppage, from the clearance at the centre. Coming through on hands and knees, McIntosh. Wonderful pick up by Goldstein. Here's Wells again. Jumps over everything, throws it on the left boot around the corner to the goal line. Edwards is there, so too Bolton.
How good would that have been a goal? That was like Timmy Watson-esque.
The jump.
The jump over the pack. Who did he jump over, Jared? Timmy Watson in those.
Can't remember, sure.
Look at that. Oh, how good a goal would that have been?
He's hurdled Mumford.
They've got to get control of him, though.
And Matty, just an update on Marty Mattner. He's just rolled his ankle there, just put him in the back of the stalls, I suppose, and he's having his ankle re-strapped.
Thanks, Smithy. And North Melbourne putting some pressure on here, making it hard for Sydney to clear. Goods, hands free, but it's pinched here by Adams. Wider over the top of Zeeble, coming in to clean up for Sydney. Jeddah has a runner in Hanbury. Now on the left boot, needs to be spot on here. He's not. Back into the middle. O'Keefe by hand to McVeigh. Player running for him is Goods. The handball is out in front so he can keep going. He's been dacked. He's lost the footy. Lost his shorts and the ball. And away go North again. The tempo has increased here at Etihad. Strong take, Warren.
Well, he'd be happy with that, Benny Warren. He's been on the lead 100 times this game and everyone's been over his head or at his toenails.
He keeps it low and drives it onto the chest of Hales, 70 metres from goal.
Well, the Swans have certainly lifted, probably by about 25%. What I'm not sure they anticipated was that the Kangaroos were going to go with them.
Harvey, another short pass, Wells again.
That's the matchup. They need someone. I don't know whether Reece Shaw just went to him then, but I thought Malcheski had him early and he came from the square. But this man, like Adam Goods, trying to win this game for his team off his own bat.
Kicked the last goal. Just a short passes all the way down the line. 45 metres out. The Kangaroos have gone to the Wells and it's paying off.
Well, it's a big moment for Daniel Wells because he is the man that could get them across the line. And if he can kick another 1 or 2 goals, he's been under a lot of pressure for not living up to his early expectations. But this is the sort of game, surely, that would enhance his reputation.
Yes.
If he can drag them across the line.
Well, you know, and I don't go into #1 draft picks and things like that. I just go to how a player improves over the whole of his career. And he hasn't shown enough of it. But last week and this week, he's standing up today in this third quarter.
Daniel Wells with 2 goals in a row. North Melbourne all of a sudden back out to that 7-point lead. And he has certainly sparked them. A big job there for Malcheski.
Yeah, I don't like that matchup. I think Malcheski likes to be free. I think I'd go with a bloke like Reece Shaw.
Seaby won the knock and he did it well and he gave it to Kennedy. Kennedy's kicked forward. White was there. Now the crummer is O'Keefe. On the up, taken okay by Moore and he found Bradshaw. Very tight angle.
Just wondering about White, whether or not it's time to have a look at him off the ground and put somebody else out there. He's only had the 3 possessions.
I would.
1 goal, 2 to Bradshaw. This a tough kick, but he nails it.
That is a cracking goal under some enormous pressure. Enormous pressure. The game's starting to look a little bit shaky for the Swans, and they needed someone to put some score on the board. Good pick up here from O'Keefe, which sets it up, and good delivery as well by Moore. But gee, that is a class shot. They're worth 2 goals, those ones.
No doubt.
Absolutely split the middle, didn't it? Wonderful finish by Bradshaw to get it back to a point. His second for the afternoon. And a big career for him. He's into the 500s. He's now kicked 505.
I think if Adam Goods comes off ball, Jared, he's the man. He goes forward. Jesse White comes off. I think he's just not getting his hands on the ball at the moment, Jesse White.
Mattner up and about with that ankle re-strap, so he's hoping to get back out on the field.
Tackle.
The tackle was a good one. It was from Jack.
Now, Boomer Harvey's pushed forward, so this has made a change too. Reece Shaw's gone to Boomer Harvey. Now they've just swapped over on Kieran Jack, and Reece Shaw has gone to Lindsay Thomas.
Seaby pushing. Out the back. Working hard is Swallow as usual. It's a rolling maul at the moment. Zeeble almost broke through. Kirk to Jude Bolton. Quick hands to Jack. Took his time. Now forced it out wider to Shaw. Not a lot of room to move for him. He gets boot to ball. And the spoil from Ferrito was a big one.
Well, Swallow was always going to have a tough day when Kirk lines up on you at the present time. He needs to find some more footy. Just 7 possessions.
Adams got it out and Wright was going through, but he couldn't get there. And it's holding the ball. So Jared Moore will take the free kick. Kirk just peeled off. And he got free. And he's got time. Now he measures the kick to no one in particular. It's a tough one for O'Keefe. Well, he's trying to keep it in and he's been successful. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy from Grimer.
What would you do with Swallow, Shuri? Would you put him in a tagging role on somebody to give him a chop out?
Well, I don't think that's the area of concern at the moment. I just leave him free ball in midfield if you can. Yeah, I don't think that's the area of concern, really. They're still in this game by a long way. I think both coaches will go with the status quo at the moment.
It's tight there, and there's the man in question. As soon as he grabbed it, he was wrapped up.
What would happen if Swallow went to the forward pocket?
Well,
would Kirk go with him?
Probably not, no. They'd swap over. You'd have Malcheski or someone like that to take over, so you couldn't get him off that way, Jared, off the leash.
Jude Bolton just got boots of ball. Malcheski went through, picked up by Hanbury, wanted it bad, wanted it good, wanted it long, wanted a goal.
He's been really impressive today, Hanbury. He's a clean player. He's got good skills. He wins his own footy, and there it is, just a grubber kick forward, ball going their way, and he's just picked it up.
Right,
and just goal sense. He knew where they were. Left footer, dangerous.
Well, he's learned a few lessons, Jared. A couple of undisciplined acts as a youngster, but he said he's found the way around it now.
Just playing his 10th game, and that's only his 2nd goal, but a lot to like about Daniel Hanbury at the moment. Promising future, 13 disposals, having a spell at the moment. But importantly for Swans fans, he's put his team back in front. Margin at 5, so 2 goals from North, met by 2 goals from the Swans, and they win the clearance here.
Good hands,
Jude Bolton out in front of Kennedy, right with him McMahon, sweating on him. And North happy to see it over through Grima.
They're the 2 issues in the forward line, the Swans. White and Kennedy just need to have a greater impact on the game.
Boomer Harvey off for a spell. Jack goes with him.
Seaby the punch down in front. No one there though for Sydney. Bastanak had a big first quarter. Been quiet since.
And Daniel Wells came straight onto the ground for Boomer Harvey's gone straight to the forward line, picked up by Kennelly, Jared.
You've had your eye on Matner? Smithy?
Yeah, I have, Matty, and he looks okay. So it's been restrapped, and he looks like he's coming back on.
Thanks, Smithy. Here's Jetta. That's quick hands to Shaw. Loads it up, top of the square.
Jesse.
The back, Jesse White with a big hanger.
That's the one he's been looking for.
Oh, what a grab.
Much better player out in space. And finally, he gets involved in the match in what is one of the better marks we've seen at this stadium for a long time.
Now, Jared, I wouldn't put my house on this kick. The one thing about Jesse White, they say, is a power athlete, and that just shows just a standing leap. But sometimes the concentration can wane. He should kick this.
He deserves a goal. It was a great mark. This for the biggest margin of the day for Sydney. Yes, indeed.
Well, that one's for Roosie. He persisted a lot longer than I would have.
No doubt. Oh, he was coming off too, Jared.
Was he?
He's kicked the goal and the old get off the ground, but what he's done is also nearly killed Hansen in the act of putting the knee right in the back of the...
Oh, yeah, that would have hurt.
That would have hurt.
So Hansen off with concussion.
And you know what? I think why they kept wide on when they saw Hansen coming up, they're thinking we might get a mismatch again here.
Fritos had to get out quickly. Hansen is groggy. Big mark. Big goal in the context of the game by Jesse White. Sydney, 3 quick goals, and Hansen with running repairs.
Now, this will be a challenge for him because Ferrito's gone to him. And if he stays dangerous, well, Ferrito will be there. But we know he can counter-attack really well.
North will be desperate to get the next one. Holding the ball again.
You pull it in, you take him on. Going to try and get rid of this Mumford. He's kicked before and turned it over, but he's working all right here.
Goods, can he go over the top? He does. Waiting for it, Hanbury, man in the pocket, spots him up. O'Keefe has it. Now we just saw Bradshaw kick a beauty from here. He's a right footer. Better side for O'Keefe.
Gee, the umpire's not even taking any notice of how O'Keefe's come around by 5 metres here, Jared.
Ryan, you're good. If he lined him up with the middle of the goals, he'd be
down the race.
Metres around.
Yeah, exactly.
Needs a protractor.
Yeah, exactly.
Kick from O'Keefe.
Pushed it.
Yeah, it just slides across the front.
How far, Smithy? You were right behind it. How far did Ryan O'Keefe sneak around there?
I reckon it was a good 5 metres, Jared. So he stooges the umpire there. He should have been actually nearly on the boundary, on the fence. So if he had a straight line in between the goals and the marks. So he's done well there, Ryan O'Keefe, but unfortunately missed the goal.
It's a 2-goal margin as Bastanak takes them on and clears it. He wants Edwards. Bolton will arrive in time. Seen him do that so many times. Spoil to Kennelly. Goods.
We've got a problem here, the Kangas. They've got to match up on Adam Goods.
He measures the pass to Hanbury again.
He still hasn't got a man, Jared.
No.
Oh, and he's walked around 5 metres as well, Smithy. It's all happening down there. Moore, 60 metres out.
Kirk did it well. Great kick, spotted him early and delivered it, and Kirk was good enough to use his body to protect the space behind and snuck it. Can he convert?
Gee, that's a penetrating kick. And well done to Kirk, just to use your body without your hands. It's good to see in a one-on-one marking contest up against Andrew Swallow. Massive kick here, massive kick.
They've kicked 3 in a row. This for the 4th and a margin of 18 points. He does it.
Well, the breakout move is on, and I think that they can thank Hanbury, Goods, and probably Jude Bolton, who have all had plenty of the footy. Ryan O'Keefe also having his best 10 minutes of the match. But that's a good move by Brett Kirk, who it was good delivery, but I like the way he guarded space. Didn't give away a free kick, didn't push, and then he was accountable in the goal-kicking department.
Terrific finish, or terrific build-up as well for Sydney, and they really have got going here, and it's a danger time for the Kangaroos. There's plenty of push and shove going on, but they don't need that. They need clean possession. They need a clearance.
They've got to shut down Adam Goods.
Here's Wells.
Lee Adams is on him.
The danger man.
There
Goldstein slow to get up. Adams to Warren. Slides in again.
Lee Adams is half the size.
Yeah, it's not a great matchup, Jared. If he pushes forward, he's going to be totally dangerous. Adams might be, but
Harvey in the pocket takes a good one and lets Jack know. Harvey's gone short again. Hale.
Gee, that's bad play by the side. You know Brent Harvey's just a smart player. Let him kick a goal, but at least make sure your opponent isn't a chance of marking. He's so creative that you have to be on their back or even play 2 metres in front of them.
Now, Hale was the dominant forward in the first quarter. He looks to pass off and does so and opens it up for Bastanak.
All the Sydney Swans here, look at Adam Goods is turning around saying, look, whose man's this? And no one filled the hole.
Well, it's all interesting when it's man or whether it's zone.
Well, either way, you still need someone to come back.
Big kick this. In the context of the game, he needs to get it back to a 2-goal margin, but it'll be his first goal in AFL footy, and it's not there.
Well, White comes from the ground this time, and it's Mark Seaby coming onto the ground, probably for a run up forward.
Sydney to play the switch through Shaw to Kennelly. Not far, or no one to go to here though, Kennelly.
They'll go back again.
They have to.
It's a good move too. They've got players out there. They've got numbers. If they get this first one over the top.
Well, Roberts Thompson made a bad error there because he had a man on, decided to kick the 2-on-1. Rawlings gave it to Wells. They've gone too wide though. Hale, Goods has him.
You just can't kick it that long anymore. The ball time or the hang time of the football allows just too many players to come up from a zone and intercept. When he had to go out wide, there were 2 or 3 others that were 30 or 40 metres away.
Here's another one off the ball.
North's free.
Yeah, now that was a bump that sent the play to the ground, so that had to be paid by the free kick.
Inside the 50 they go. Roberts Thompson was in front. Ball at ground level. O'Keefe went without it. Kennelly didn't, but his handball is an ugly one. Set up Moore, who was strong. He went through Ferrito. He releases Jetta. Jetta pinpoints again, this time to Mumford.
He's impressive, this kid, sure.
Mumford's kick. Into the pocket it goes. Bradshaw did well.
He was fantastic last week, Mumford, especially at ground level, Jared, on the follow-up. Now, he's led Ferrito to the ball there. I tell you that the other player, I think, every time he's come onto the ground, Lewis Jetta, has just had that polish with his foot skills.
The skills are beautiful, aren't they? Hits the target.
Add something to a team that needs that sort of stuff.
Can Bradshaw do it again from the pocket? Can lightning strike twice?
No.
No. They say it doesn't, Tony.
Thank you. Jared, just back a metre, please, mate. Thank you.
Hope they're not on the golf course when it does, Matty.
Well, that one would have been out of bounds. Reloading a new ball. 4 minutes remaining in this quarter. You get the feeling North need to get one. Wonderful kick. It's Urquhart again, was it? Yep. Beautiful kick. McMahon turns himself inside out, but he's got a player out wide. Goldstein took his time. Harding in best position. Should have marked it.
Goldstein's one that really is a player that is capable of lifting a hell of a long way. That was his first kick. And he's much better than that. So the Kangaroos have got some upside as well. Lee Harding also could get himself into it. And Mark Ferrito, Michael Ferrito, I should say, is one that just is doing a defensive job but not attacking like we normally see him.
Canterbury got a 1-2 from O'Keefe, and away goes the young man on the left boot.
Kick.
Beautiful pass to Bolton. They want to move it quickly.
Mumford's long. Mumford's long.
He's got Adam Goods instead. And just...
Now there's Urquhart. That's a better matchup. They had to go with him, try and quell Adam Goods' impact now. But, gee, if he goes forward, he's going to have the hide on Urquhart, and I'll swap that over.
Anthony has got to start cracking down on Hanbury because he's just getting a bit of a lesson at the present time.
Bastanak can't get free.
Pin to it. Thanks, Jude. Stand up, release the footy, come on.
3 minutes to go in this third term.
Thank you.
And there's Bastanak, slow away from the contest.
Touch part.
Touched off the boot, and Sydney won't mind. Let's push it closer to goal.
I didn't think there was much in that one, Mark. I'll be honest.
Ferrito under Goods. I reckon he's the best player on the ground to go with Goods the whole way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Around the ground, I think he might blow up. But you're right, height-wise and maybe speed early, Jared.
Good smother. It was by O'Keefe. Jed a quick give to Goods. In turn, he did well to get it to Jack, who throws it on the boot. And it's touched. It's a wonderful save on the line. It's by Scott Thompson. And away go the quick play from North. Here's the dive. Yep, by Thompson. Meantime, back with the action. It's worked up the wing to Aaron Edwards.
Yeah, Brent Harvey took Jetta into the mark and trying to get a 50-metre penalty, and it didn't work on that occasion. Well done the umpire, because I think that 5-metre protective zone should be for both players.
Edwards hits it high, hits it long.
Harvey wing.
McIntosh made good position, marked it.
Well, he's off for the mark.
He went 4 steps wide, kicks it quickly. Grundy, Warren, roved it well, couldn't get boot to ball. Grundy. They're going backwards here, Sydney. Hanbury involved. Good steal here by Thomas. Kangaroo fans want a holding free kick. They're up out of their seats.
Let's take a look at this McIntosh one-hander. It's a good mark. But then he moves about 4 metres off his line. It's no wonder we get a bit confused about that play on.
And Lockie Hansen's back on the ground, so good news for North Melbourne.
He's had some running repairs after that big Jesse White knee in the back of his head. Sydney around the other side through Moore.
They're just breaking open now. This game's breaking open. The intensity the Kangaroos had has just dropped off.
Moore just passes inboard to Shaw. Not 15 to Kirk. He's in trouble. Can North pinch one here with some pressure? Shaw, they're backpedaling. Kirk by hand again. Advantage paid as Moore can't get free. Not much advantage for him. And they get the high tackle. Advantage again. Away go the Swans. Bradshaw. Good spoil. Bradshaw backs up. Got it out. McGlynn can't get free. Neither can White.
Good hands.
Hanbury, beautiful handball. Gave it over to Bradshaw. And it is marked on the line by Thompson.
Well, he's taken over. Now, this is the point because Thompson has played, went through the point post and came on and played through the goalpost. So that is a point to the Sydney Swans. The defender should know that.
Should know better.
Gee, Hanbury, you're right, Jared. He's the man, isn't he, at the moment?
He's flying.
There he goes through the points and then handballs through the goals.
For 4 quarters, I'd reckon he'd be the Swans' best player by a fair way. Or for 3 quarters at least.
37 seconds, boys. 37 seconds.
They've got half a minute here, the Kangaroos, to try and get a goal. But right now, the Swans
might kick it out of the full.
Well, look out.
Jared, the Swans have 27 seconds to get it back in.
And a long bomb, which they've liked doing at various stages.
You're inside, play on!
Will set up Bradshaw.
White's kick to the square.
Bradshaw.
Didn't mark it. He was
everything.
close, Jared. He was coming in fast. It's still not out yet, and finally it is.
Well, Brad's got to be happy to pull his hair out here. Look at the space. It was number 42 who was picking him up. Scott McMahon at that stage had to have control of Bradshaw.
Tapped by Seaby. Ferrito's there. McGlynn was paddling through, couldn't take it. Hard to get clear here. Zeeble won the free kick as he was pulled out of the pack, but it's to no avail because it's at the wrong end of the oval. It's been close so far, but at 3-quarter time, the Swans have a break. They lead by 3 goals. We'll be back with the all-important last quarter right after this.
One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, radio. Thank you very much.
The lead. Brent Harvey started in the forward line. Jack right next to him. And I think I wouldn't mind him playing in the forward line for the last quarter, see if he can sneak a couple, Jared.
Adams on to McVeigh, which leaves Zeeble on goods.
18 points is the contract for North in this last quarter. It's under a kick or under a goal at the change of the quarter time and half time, but this is a margin that they'll have to work away at. Hanbury, 13 disposals in that 3rd quarter. Another clever one to O'Keefe to the goal square. Bradshaw couldn't take it. It's a behind.
All clear.
It's a huge challenge for a young man in Zeeble.
You, mate.
He is on goods, and goods can split this game open.
Burkhart's kicking's been exceptional so far. That one just bouncing on the line. So boundary throw in.
It's not a bad matchup size-wise, is it, Jared? Like Zeeble's, built well, but he's electrifying Adam Goods off the contest.
Going to be a challenge for him because he's a ball watcher and a ball winner.
Winner,
So he will be sucked into going for the footy, and he's just got to be careful that he doesn't allow Goods to get out the back of the pack, and because he'll run forward.
I'd rather go Urquhart because you get a defensive mindset where Zeeble might win some ball, and here it is again. Goods just in magnificent form.
He did well, didn't he? Just with strength got it clear. That's a nice kick from Malcheski. Jeddah decides he wants to kick the goal. And misses. His kicking's been so spot on to position and to player, and that was probably his easiest kick of the afternoon.
Don't worry about it, Matty. I'm just so impressed with what he does when he's every time he's come on, he's given a little bit of spark, and that speed factor, which the Sydney Swans haven't got heaps of.
Brett, hold now, stop.
So the short kick to Swallow, and he's forced to kick out wide. Warren's had to come a long way for that, and he wins the free kick. Tigers not happy.
Have a look at the replay, ump. They're not allowed to do that, are they, umpies? See if he's right.
The hand in the back, and the umpire's always going to win that argument.
First thing the Kangaroos need to do is kick the first goal of the quarter and just get some momentum going. Edwards with Bolton. Ball at ground level. High tackle to be a Sydney 3.
Well, I'll tell you, if you want to kick the ball like that to Aaron Edwards with Craig Bolton will win 9 out of 10 one-on-ones. You've got to kick it into his space so he can run off Bolton, get him with a bit of leg speed. But one-on-one, with just standing under the ball, I'll back Craig Bolton 9 out of 10 times.
Well, they've recognised Hanbury's dominance, and they've gone back to one of their old stalwarts in Rawlings to go one-on-one with him.
Yeah.
Pretty good accolade for Hanbury. The biggest issue now is that Adam Goods looks like he's on the cusp of breaking out in this term.
Got 2 ruckmen here, North. Goldstein first to it. And at the back was the second one in McIntosh. Throws it on the boot. Grundy in the way.
Well, he's controlled David Hale since that first quarter when he was getting out. It's fantastic last week, Heath Grundy, but he's played a more negative role. He was a rebounding half-back last week.
Kennelly has Hanbury. Rawlings just let him go. And his kicker's looking for Mumford, who just put body in the right spot there, did okay, recovered, and then turned it over. But
even his turnovers are going to Swans players.
Oh, that's out holding the ball. Roberts Thompson. Here's the quick break, the advantage coming back.
So when the advantage, I think the umpire might have been wrong there, because if the player takes the advantage, it's out of the umpire's hand, isn't it? Well, that player then played on and then missed the target with the handball. So when does the umpire overrule it?
That was in the rule of the NAB Cup, Shuri, so they haven't
brought that in? Oh, sorry. I thought that had come in.
Adams wrapped up. Nice handball by Swallow. Releases Zeeble. He misses. He needed to kick that. There's still plenty of time in the quarter, but it was one that was just get them going.
And that's what Zeeble can do, boys. Get forward of Adam Goods, but he's just got to make sure he finishes off there just to make Adam Goods a little bit more accountable.
Well, there's the free kick, but as you said, in the NAB Cup, they were allowed to play. That fumble would have been just play on if it was still the NAB Cup, but of course it's not. And I'll get up to scratch with my rules soon.
Now, it's a 50-metre penalty here. So, Grundy to kick in.
Just got to find a way, the Kangaroos, getting this ball back and getting the next goal, because you suspect if the Swans get the next one, they'll just be able to close the game up.
Yep.
Kennelly told the play on.
And fair enough, he was off.
Yep. Back to where it started in Grundy. Into the space, but no one there. And good courage by Rawlings.
Yeah, it wasn't the finest of kicks coming off half-back. There were 3 Swans leading up. He tried to go one player longer, and it allows Kangaroos players to get into the hole.
Oops. Yeah, he was slow, Edwards. He just got the handball away, though. Harvey dodging back. Well, he put his teammate under pressure. Might have to clean it up himself. Going back again was right.
Well, that was Brent Harvey trying to get the 1-2 going as a senior player, but Aaron Edwards wasn't quick enough with his hands. He fumbled 3 times then. It's
an important time in the game. It's pretty tense. We've played, well, we're down to 16 minutes, so effectively played 25% of the quarter. And it's still a 3-goal margin.
And Matty Hamish, McIntosh has just come off for a rest, and they've pushed Lockie Hansen forward. So a good move by Brad Scott.
Quick hands, but not getting away from Kirk was Swallow. Taken by Jude Bolton. Threw it on the boot. Cleared away from the pack of players. Ferrito made good position. And he's just, well, it was rugby style. Just handed it to him. Said, you take it. You take it and get it back, Lee Adams. Here's Hansen, the man that Smithy just talked about. It was Hale. Good handball by Hale. Hansen now. Roberts Thompson, can he get free? He just kicks it out of there, says, I don't want anything to do with this. And it's out of bounds on the full. It's coming back again.
Well, it was a mad play in the end, because they're going to hold it up. You would think they won't be able to get it inside 50, but they got a short pass. But one-on-one.
Bastanak kicks it long. Good's in good position.
He's a bit of a what-you-see is what-you-get player, though, Lewis Roberts Thompson. We know he makes some blues, but, gee, he was in front. And he's been a pretty reliable player.
Well,
Like it was half-time of a premiership side, was winner of the Norm Smith medal.
no doubt.
9 disposals in the first quarter in the grand final.
He's had a darn good career for the Swans.
Moore. Not sure about his options. One-on-one. Bradshaw went for the big leap.
That's a free kick, Gerard.
Road Scotty Thompson.
Oh, you've got to give that a free kick. That's an unreasonable attempt to mark the ball. And even you can see Daniel Bradshaw, he knows he got away with that. But can you argue this one for me, Gerard? Did he, just because he touched the ball?
Well, it's a question of whether it was reasonable or not. Now, if he had stuck the mark, sure.
Well, it's a mark, but he didn't.
That'd be a home at today's Doncaster, that ride. Gee. Kangaroo fans have a case there.
I just like to work through it as in, you know, is it an unreasonable attempt to mark the ball? That would be a free kick in the umpire's eyes. But is he saying that it wasn't unreasonable if he marked it? Well, of course it would have been a mark, so I don't know.
So what will happen from it? It's tough and close.
Swallow is getting worked over by Brett.
Is he what?
He's still going, though, the young kid. He's all tribute to him. I still think sure he could stick him in the forward pocket and get Kirk out of there.
Jetta didn't waste it, gave it over to Kieran Jack. Wants to move it quickly. Now he's going back.
Well, I think he's improved his kicking. Well, not improved, but he's a better kick as coming from a rugby background with a football background. Not an outside chance of not kicking this one, Kieran Jack, if he wants to go for it. Oh, you're right. Well, Kirk, if they push him, he won't go deep, though.
Well, at least then Swallow gets a top out.
And someone else gets a chance.
Jack's kick. Across the face. Hansen was in good possession. Ferrito shouldered his arms and gave it to Rawlings. Handball over the top is a good one. It measured away. They're breaking now. Bastanak got it from Thompson. Ferrito kept going into the centre of the ground, but it's a fair bit of red and white here.
Did it again, Lewis Roberts-Thompson in front.
Goods. Handball out wide.
Got the 1-2.
O'Keefe cut back the other way. He's going to go by himself again.
Sold the dummy twice.
Kicks it high. This time Bradshaw doesn't climb up. This time he stays on his feet.
He is sensational with the ball in his hair. The ball in the air. He just knows how to use the body so well. And wasn't it brilliant from Ryan O'Keefe? He had 3 dummies and then just waited for someone to present because the Kangaroos had 2 or 3 extras down there.
That's it, Scotty.
And Bradshaw was smart enough to back into space, and this kick was superb.
Stay behind it.
Just great body use.
His kicking hasn't been great this afternoon, but he nails that one. And it's a big goal for the Swans.
Well, he's been a fantastic get, hasn't he, Gerard? He had knee problems pre-season. I think he missed the first round, wasn't first round, he's been back. But you're right, he just knows how to play. And Ryan O'Keefe, not up to his normal standards in today's game, although his second half's been better. Just the penetration, and they're the way just to use the body. Premiership player, and that was just magnificent the way that he held his own then. It's his third match.
He's played all games.
But he did play?
He played all games. 25 points now. Biggest margin again. 3-3. And he's put one out in the full as well today.
Swans are 1 short in defence. Jetta's up on the wing. Hasn't quite worked out. The Zeeble is lurking at centre-half forward. We've just seen him on the right of screen, perhaps. No, he's missed.
And they got the clearance.
Oh, they've won it here, Sydney. Kennedy from outside the 50, straight and through.
Well, good pick-up for Sydney has been Kennedy. He's a kid that was getting only half a chance at the Hawks. They isolated him, nominated him, and thought that he would do better if he got more exposure. And he's come up with a pretty good goal here. And well done to Mumford as well. I think he's also been targeted by the Swans, and he's delivering.
Well, that follow-up play, Gerard, as that ruckman to create that spillage is pretty good to see. You get a lot of it last week, not so much this week, but well done.
They busted the game open in the twinkling of an eye, the Swans. Goals to Bradshaw and Josh Kennedy. And all of a sudden, it's 31 points.
Good bounce.
Wonderful bounce. No sun in players' eyes now. The ground totally in shade.
Something about this ground that when the roof is on or the sun stops penetrating and dividing the ground in half, the standard always lifts.
I tend to agree with you there.
Sun glue.
Why we ever have the roof open.
Mumford again at ground level. Matner can't get past Swallow. Solid tackle.
A prior opportunity there. Yeah, I don't know why that is, Jared. Look, the Sydney Swans, their tackling, they've been renowned for their tackling for a long period of time. And in the second half, that's the thing that's probably broken up. Plus, you put in Goods and Hanbury having one of the best games he's ever had.
Over the top came Anthony, just trying to punch it. Swallow again. And it's a sense of deja vu. Matner trying to break free.
Tell you what, Swallow, he'll have nightmares about this game on Brett Quirk. Every time he's got a scragged. And
why should he be any different to any other player in the
yeah,
NFL?
true, but he's only a youngster.
Nice tap from the big man, Mumford.
Yep. Kennedy can't get
another
through.
ball up.
Sydney won't mind this, though, at all, because it's slowing the game down. They've got the big lead.
Look at him. Look at the numbers.
Closing it down. McMahon waiting for a runner. Anthony likewise. Harvey's the man. On the left boot. Warren his target. He's got it. Had to go back, though. Kick forward. Oh, gee.
Right on Mumford.
He did well. Matner. Give on the up to Moore. Measured pass is a good one to Hanbury. Away he goes. Well, this is asking a fair bit of Mumford here. Spoil over the top from Grimer. Kirk didn't take it. Numbers for North if they can just get away from the congestion. They can't. Shaw. Grimer again. Little kick out the side's a good one. He spotted Wells.
Have
Wells.
a shot.
Yeah, go back and have a
He's got McIntosh down there on the line.
Man on the mark is just inside the 50, perhaps 2 metres.
Just got to make sure he doesn't go round the mark. He can't leave the ground.
It's not going to make the distance. It's up to the top, waiting for McIntosh. Not to be, though. Mumford again.
Nice work from Mumford, who's developing well.
10-year player, Jared. He's a 10-year player.
Well, he's under the tutelage of a bloke who's renowned as a really good ruck coach, Steve Torbett. There he is on the right-hand shoulder of Paul Roos. And strangely enough, he's coaching in 2 clubs at the present time.
He's coaching in Collingwood also. Darren Jolly rang him during the week. He's in a bit of a lull at the moment. And was coached by him at Sydney Swans, of course.
Great mentor of Darren Jolly. He's given him great recognition for his improvement in form in Sydney.
So he's getting a wage at 2 clubs.
I think it's a love job, that second one, sorry.
Kennedy can't get free this time. In the way, Rawlings. The ruse through Adams. Promising movement here. Hale out in front of Wells. Uses the body. Can't get rid of Shaw, though.
No, good play.
And on the outlet is Hanbury. Spots up Goods.
Oh, good mark.
Thought about White. And he's slow things down.
Well done the Reece Shaw down there. Daniel Wells had the set. And then they just break like they did.
Well, that was just a classic 2-on-1 there. Swallow went to Hanbury, so Kirk came forward and picked it up.
Goods. Wanted Bradshaw. Found him.
Well, they have worked this out beautifully, the Swans. They have kicked it to the advantage side for Bradshaw so often, and he is dangerous when he's behind. He's dangerous when he's in front on the lead, but geez, he's dangerous when he's behind. And once again, he just blocked the space, and it was a magnificent kick from Adam Goods to set this shot at goal.
Straight on drop punt, Jared. He's come out 2 steps across his body.
I'd come out, but
yeah, so would I.
He's kicked a lot more goals than I ever did.
He'll kick a drop punt, but he'll come out a bit. No, he's gone around the corner. Doesn't matter, Tony's kicked the goal.
I thought it was always on there because a drop punt from there, you had to be so precise, but just opened up the face. It was a pretty easy kick in the end. That man, Adam Goods again, just a penetration. He looked up too. He thought, oh, here we go. Rawlings on Bradshaw, 1-on-1. What a great matchup that is. And he's been sensational, Adam Goods. If the turning point in this game was Adam's Goods, it was the first 10 minutes of the third quarter, I thought, Jared.
moving him into the middle.
Got better as the game's gone on, hasn't he, Bradshaw? 4 goals, 3 now. And really looking like he's going to have a good season at the Swans.
Here he is now. Goods been in the middle for just about the whole second half. Changed the face of this game. Him and Hanbury.
Look at the tackling. And look at the captain going up to Kirk, Mumford, Jude Bolton.
Goods doing a bit of ruck work there. Harding. Sockers it forward. Tapped on cleverly into the path of Wells, who kicks it back towards McIntosh. And over the back.
Sure, he won for selection. Can the Kangaroos have the benefit of 3 ruck?
No.
Because it robs them of pace.
No
surely.
way, no. Goldstein, Hale and McIntosh, I think you're just too slow. You'll beat some of the bottom sides, Jared, but not the top sides.
Urquhart. Bouncing around in there, off bodies and off legs and arms, and Malcheski gets...
And the reason
Hale
why
plays forward, he's still of ruckman pace.
But he doesn't mark the ball consistently above his head in a pack situation to be a danger. You know, on the lead, you don't get a lot of that stuff so easy in the back half. 3 of them don't mark it consistently above their head, and the rebound factor against good defenders, yeah, I think it's a major issue.
Bit of wrestle there between Mumford and Hale.
So if you had to take your choice out of the 3,
Oh, gee, David
David
Hale.
there.
Yeah, McIntosh. But David Hale is so inconsistent, and I would like to go with Goldstein. I've seen a few things in the whole, and he's a young kid, so for the future, I would go Goldstein.
He was on fire, though, David Hale, in the first quarter, boys, when he was really presenting, and it was only just his kicking that sort of let him down, but he's just faded out.
But
Sorry,
he does
as you said.
he doesn't run too often in games where you need someone to be a target for the 4 to 3 quarters, at least have 1 down. He's had 3 downs. You've got to get better than that, I think.
Quick kick away from the congestion. Jetta trying to keep it in, couldn't.
And you look over the entirety of a player's career, that's the issue. We know he kicked 8 against Geelong at Cardinia Park one day,
Yes.
Skill Stadium one day.
Yep.
But gee, you know, that's the upper part of his performances.
Mumford
Party tried.
tried. O'Keefe from there. Hanbury couldn't take it. Spore by McMahon. Bradshaw out a long way. Thompson. He handballed himself.
Did
Clever.
well.
Did really well. Can they get something going here? Whoops. Barely got around O'Keefe. And in the end, he did well. Harding let it go. Might get it here. No.
Well done.
Run into each other. Matner will go. Sydney might get one on the rebound here and just put the nail in the coffin. Not yet. Roberts, Thompson run down by Edwards.
Just on Edwards, I mean, Hale is very much a ruckman who's playing forward. And for that, he's doing pretty well. But can they afford not to have a full-time full forward like an Edwards, who's a short version of it, but he plays pretty well out of the square.
Yeah, I'd rather go with him out of the square than Hale.
Hanson, clean take going back. Shrugging the shoulders was Thompson. Harvey, quick give. Up the line, the kick from Anthony. Read by Kennedy, back to Kennelly. Cuts through, but it's a poor handball. Jude Bolton did extremely well to mop that up to Kennedy, to Kennelly, to Jetta.
That was nearly the best kick of the day. Because he had 2 choices. He had Hanbury on the other side of the ground, and everybody thought he was going to Hanbury, and he just pulled it across his body.
Look at the handball. Oh, it's not just before that. Jude Bolton out of the contest too, Jared. Just
superb kick.
Well, this will be for his first goal in AFL football.
If anybody can moz him, Matty, you will.
Absolutely. Man from Swan Districts. Exciting young talent. 40 metres out.
Oh, you've done it again.
He still hasn't kicked one. He's kicked 4 behinds. Whew. Not today, but 2 coming into the game and 2 today. I must admit I didn't see a 38-point margin coming as this game has just gone on. I had a definite feeling we're in for a tight one.
Yep.
That's it.
Anthony along the line wants McIntosh against Roberts-Thompson. Spall did well, McIntosh, but reading it best was Goods. Spall came from Hansen. Again, Jack. Look at Goods. One dummy. Had support in Kennedy. Couldn't get it to him. In the end, it was untidy, but so was that. McVeigh. Into the middle. Tough one to mark.
Probably just a little bit too much on that one.
Yep. O'Keefe. Half kicks it to the danger zone.
Oh, well done.
And even after taking a strong knock to the back of the head, he's back in the back of the pack.
that was great, Carey. That was a real tester, that one, for the youngster Hansen, and he did well then.
Wells is the next in line. Gets away from Matner. Warren again, out in front of him. Probably should have taken that one. He's had a few wayward passes, but that one was takeable. Hanbury.
He's one of the good signs, though, Hansen. I'm beginning to wonder whether he's going to step up to the mark of a first-round draft pick, but this game in particular, I think he's shown a lot of good signs.
Grundy, Bradshaw pushing and shoving, and then off the ground, but not to be.
I agree, Jared. You know, he played on Nick Rewalt, remember, early in the season, and got belted, but you've got to get over that because he shouldn't be playing on a Nick Rewalt at this stage of his career. Should be playing on the third marking option, I would think, for the opposition. But he's shown enough that there's a future there.
The other positive, I reckon, for the Kangaroos has been the form of Daniel Wells, who's been pretty good today.
Ferrito. There's Swarm behind him. He didn't want to give it up. He didn't.
And Brent Harvey's had 25 possession, but I think Kieran Jack's done a really good job. He's had the old 1-2 going a few times to double up, and he hasn't had a major impact, Brent Harvey.
Three minutes of play remaining, and Sydney can't break free. He was quiet early and really injected himself into the contest, Adam Goods. Against McIntosh. Bradshaw comes to the bench to some applause, and you have to say, a lot of Sydney fans here today, just over 23,000 here at the game, and they've had good representation. Kennedy kicked an important goal already in this final quarter. This time he's going to put it out in front of a lead. Third in line was McGlynn. Back to O'Keefe. 55 metres out, wants it to curl back. To the top of the square. Big Jesse was at it again. Moore, kick smothered. McMahon clearing off the boot only as far as O'Keefe, and he'll go back and just try and slot this through.
Gee, Jesse White, powerful.
He's popped the knee in the back of Ferrito's head.
Oh, he saw too.
Not content to do it to Lockie Hansen. Oh, I've got to put a couple more dents.
What they've done again, though, they've manufactured 9 goal kickers again. Nearly had 10 for the first 3 weeks of the year, so great signs that way.
O'Keefe for his second. Nope. 40 points.
What about a weakness, Jared, in the Sydney Swans? Where do you know they're competitive and they do all they contested well, they tackle well, they pressure well. Do you see an area where they look like they might play finals again?
Well, certainly looking that way. 3-1, and the one was against St Kilda, where they were in it all night. In fact, they played outstanding footy. I think they're just a good side, sure. I mean, I think they've uncovered a couple of young kids. There's one, Jeddah. We know that McGlynn's done really well for them. And how they've restructured it, I think, it's just been one of the stories of the year.
With senior players, more, Mumford, players who have played at the level, and they've recruited that way. Bradshaw.
And they've got the West Coast Eagles back home at the SCG next week, Tony, so they'll be favoured in that as well. Here's a problem, though, O'Keefe.
The other one, Kennelly, too. Kennelly's a new recruit.
Yep.
Here's O'Keefe going back.
Oh, well, you expect that from him. He's just got one in the ribs, I think.
Yeah.
So they've got a couple of unknowns. One of them is about to take a mark, and he did. I mean, he just looks a player.
He's a 10-yearer, Jared. What I saw last week with this kid, Mumford.
Mark Seaby's been good for them, and Jesse White's another one who we just don't know how good a player he can become.
But he's a different option, isn't he? Like, he's a power athlete. He's a scary option sometimes when they lob it to the top of the square and it creates a ground level.
What I really like about the Swans, though, is they've just found some class in the midfield. Again, Hanbury in particular, and Jetta look like they're just going to add to the supply. I think they were starting to need an injection, and they've been able to produce one.
Boundary throw in right on the 50 for the Swans. Mumford's at it again.
He's just body slammed him.
Underneath it all was Adams.
But his inclination, Shane Mumford, to go at ground level is fantastic for a ruckman.
Well, it wasn't the last quarter North Melbourne fans were hoping for. They were 3 goals down, and unfortunately the leaders just kept going in the wrong direction. And the Sydney Swans' bright start to the 2010 season continues. In the end, they've won by 40 points, and they now have 3 wins from their first 4 games, including 2 on the road. So things looking bright for Paul Roos and his new team, and they've been very good in this second half today.
Yes, you'd have to congratulate them for finding a way in that second half. Flat early, I thought they really did come down here a little bit, I guess, underdone, and they met a really fired up Kangaroos who put some heavy pressure on them, started to stop their key players, stopped the run out of defence, played a good brand of footy, blocked it up down where their main strike targets are, and really did make it difficult for the Swans. But I reckon they got a fair rev up at half-time and they responded. Down on the ground, here's Rowan Smith with one of the players of the second half.
Thanks, Joe. Well, Adam, a pretty tough win, but a good win in the end.
Yeah, look, we always knew it was going to be a challenge against North Melbourne.